ラーメンとご主人にとって何ですか？
ラーメンのご主人、私はただラーメンが好きなだけです。だから麺ばかりしたいです。麺に一筋生きてます。
The master of this store is definitely one of a kind. We were startled when he said that he really didn't care about ramen or Kyoto Ramen, even though the store had a sign saying Kyoto Hatsu from Kyoto, and it would have been no different for him if he had to make yakisoba. The shop itself was what a Japanese person would call a typical small ramen shop with few seats on the other side of a counter where the master makes the ramen. Although the master seemed to be uninterested in ramen, he enjoyed cooking, and we were able to get a glimpse of that in his ramen bowls. The store served two kinds, shoyu and shio, with seaweed, soft pork, bean sprouts, negi, and unpickled bamboo shoots. The bamboo shoots caught our eye since we really cannot recall ever seeing ones that are not menma, pickled bamboo shoots, at least in ramen. They may have been the only factor that made this ramen Kyoto ramen, since regular bamboo shoots are often used in Kyoto-style dishes. The broth for both types of ramen was rather light as compared to others. It is quite interesting how just one ingredient can make a whole bowl seem Kyoto-like, and I must say that the location of the store near the Kiyamachi area is also a significant factor. This store will be one that one would probably like to go to after having some drinks nearby.
It would be somewhat inaccurate to call Gogyo a self-proclaimed eatery located at the Nishiki-koji Iyanagi Bambadori intersection near Shijo Karasuma inside of a modern-looking converted machiya, a mirror ramenya. This high-class and somewhat expensive shop specializes in ramen, but also serves a great deal of other Japanese dishes, including sashimi. Dimly lit and well-furnished, Gogyo exudes elegance, encouraging customers to stay as long as they'd like rather than most ramenya, which tend to hurry their customers out due to traffic and space restraints. Everything, from the utensils to the bowls, makes the customer feel like they are dining with style and enjoying a high-quality and high-class meal. The staff are also very professional and seem to have a comprehensive understanding of Japanese gastronomy in terms of ramen and beyond. What makes Gogyo so special, however, is of course its food. It does not claim to serve Kyoto-style ramen, but rather gives regional ramen styles a local spark. It's Hakata ramen, characterized by a thick, pork-based broth, is second to none in Kyoto. While not particularly creative in terms of taste, Gogyo's Hakata ramen is perfectly executed, making use of a variety of condiments such as naruto, soft nori, as well as a somewhat unique, thick and wavy noodle, which seems to complement the soup much better than the typical thin noodle used in Hakata cuisine. The other ramen, among which is Gogyo's well-known kogashi miso and kogashi shoyu, meaning burnt miso and burnt soy sauce, is treated with the same care and expertise, and is most definitely delicious in its own right. Gogyo's presentation is top-notch, inspiring ramen enthusiasts and simpletons alike, with an increased appreciation for a dish that is often considered a cheap and quick fix. While it is difficult to qualify any piece of art, food included, as best, we can say without hesitation that Gogyo is certainly among the top places to eat ramen in the city, and perhaps even in all of Kansai.
京都のラーメンとは、京都のラーメンで味で言うと醤油で背脂でなんか甘い感じ、甘い背脂で甘くしてて、そのいわゆる京都のそのあっさりした食文化とは一風変わったそのラーメン文化っていうのを築き上げてる感じがしますね。いわゆるその料亭とかそういうところの文化とは違うまだ食文化がラーメンでは発達してるかなと思いますね。それはこってりしてるみたいな料理ですね。肉をあんまり使わないっていう文化とは一風隠す形で多分ラーメン、京都のラーメンを作り上げた人っていうのはやっぱそれと勝負したっていうかそういうつもりでやったんじゃないかなと思いますね。だからやっぱ味が、全く逆の方に行ったのかなと、でそれに学生の街っていうのはね、合致して、 いわゆる京都の文化とは違う文化になったんじゃないかなと思います。で京都ラーメンを出してるっていうつもりは全くない、
博多ラーメンを。
そうです、はい、もともと博多の豚骨ラーメンから、進化したと、でまあもともとラーメン屋しかやってなかったんですけど、ラーメン屋って、お客さんが20分30分しか滞在期間がないので、お店でゆっくりするっていう、感じがないので、もっとお客さんにとコミュニケーション取れる空間作りたいということで、うちの会社はこういうラーメンダイニングっていうラーメンとはっていうとね非常に難しいんですけど、要は一つの道具に過ぎないと思うんですよ。僕らとお客様とそのね関係を築くにあたって、単なる道具のラーメンでもいいし、別に餃子でも唐揚げでも何でもいいので、そのお客様と、接する、お客様を喜ばせる、逆にお客様に僕ら元気をもらうっていうための道具に過ぎない。
So what is this enigmatic Kyoto ramen? Can it be defined simply by a vague conception of a newly budding and developing Kyoto taste? Or is it indeed the creative expression of each Kyoto-based ramen chef? Japanese chefs outside of Kyoto have attempted to confine Kyoto to a style which we believe is somewhat misleading, called kyofu. In an attempt to appeal to those enamored with the traditional understanding of the Kyoto aesthetic, kyofu ramen is assigned the same light as kaiseki, as a light, delicate meal with no regard for the thicker ramen soup that has become a general aspect of ramen in Kyoto. Shops have opened across Japan promoting this so-called kyofu, which may perhaps sometime in the near future act as a catalyst for making distinct Kyoto ramen a Japanese staple, albeit in a somewhat unfaithful manner. But what is a city's food culture but the food developed and consumed within its borders? Kyoto ramen may indeed be this light, delicate meal that those outside of Kyoto seem to believe it is. Ramen stores like Takaraya represent this style very well, providing this characteristic light soup in line with the traditional Kyoto aesthetic, of course with a distinct twist. However, at the same time, there are an abundance of Kyoto ramen shops considerably more thick, heavier ramen that is considered just as much Kyoto as the former. As is such, Kyoto ramen, while respected nationally, is somewhat vague in terms of its definition, and it would be an injustice to the sheer creativity of Kyoto ramen chefs to whittle it down to a narrower term. As one historian of British cuisine has noted, all cultural identity is closely bound up with food and cooking. He adds, it is no exaggeration to say that after language, food is the most important bearer of national identity. This certainly applies to Japan, as well as on a smaller scale the city of Kyoto. Ramen, just like any other Kyoto cuisine, is inextricably connected with the city's taste and aesthetics, and as such, one can find greater understanding of Kyoto as a city through an understanding of everyday local food, ramen included. Thanks for watching our film, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did making it.
Mm. そうですか、アメリカ、怖い国やねパッパッパッパッパーンが怖い、ねえ